Is this LG ultrawide 4K 2K display that you should get in 2022? Maybe not. Okay, let me rant about my recent choice of display, the good, the bad and the ugly. Yeah, the ugly. So, to spoiler it, there is a better choice. Or is it? An external display is such a centerpiece of your desk setup. I will give a strong point at the end of the video, a point that might shock you, so watch till the end. So let me go through the specs really quick and let this serve as the positives of the display. The LG 34wk95u-W is designed for content creators, video editors, programmers and developers. It is a 21:9 ultra-wide 5K nano IPS monitor featuring a native resolution up to 5120x2160 with a 60Hz refresh rate. LG states that the nano IPS display has an accurate billion color and high dynamic range of display HDR 600, which puts it to HDR10 category. The contrast ratio is 1200:1, the maximum brightness level is 600 nits, which is the same as the new Apple Studio display. It has a 5 millisecond response time and an anti-glare coating as well. Well, sort of. This display has one Thunderbolt 3, a USB Type-C port, one display port and two HDMI and two Type-A ports, and an audio can be output using the 5W speakers or a 3.5mm headphone jack output. But who would do that? Back to the Thunderbolt 3 port, you can use this as a one cable setup to connect your notebook, and this is the thing I love. At the same time, it has a 40 gigabit per sec data transfer and can charge your notebook up to 85 watts. It really has ultra-thin bezels, making it a slim and sleek design. When mounted via Visa mount, it really feels like a borderless visual viewing experience. And basically, that's it. On paper, this is the best monitor you can get. Amazing color, design, great real estate and resolution. On paper. The reality, at least in my experience, is totally different. So let me talk about my experience that could fall under the category of negatives of this display. So yes, this display is indeed designed for creators. The ultra-wide aspect ratio provides an amazing real estate, but you will never use it in its full resolution because everything becomes so small that is barely usable, readable, and just tiring for your eyes. So what's the next resolution? You have to go down all the way to, wait for it, 3008 by 1296. What? Not mentioning that this is a very odd number and this resolution is not even 4K. It is smaller than my old 27-inch LG display. The 27UL850W has 3840 by 2160 resolution. There is nothing in between. Okay, for whatever unacceptable reason, I make peace with this, but the picture... Oh, the picture, it just doesn't feel like Retina. I know it is not the same looking at it in a video, so you have to see it for yourself, but it's just not pleasing to look at it. I mean, in general, the text feels a bit pixelated, the colors seem a bit flat. If I put my MacBook next to it, I feel like I'm back in the 90s or something with this display. So that's it for the 600 nits and the HDR10 quality. I'm sure on paper it has all that, but in everyday use, it's bad. There, I said it. Onto the ports. Yes, it has many and Thunderbolt 3 ports, but the claimed 40 gigabit per sec data transfer and the 5 millisecond response time doesn't feel like that. Sometimes it takes like 10-20 seconds to wake my MacBook up. There, I said it, but many times it doesn't even wake it up. Like, nothing happens and I just have to keep pressing my keyboard until it wishes to do so, or even worse, I have to take my notebook out from its stand, open it from clamshell mode and wait for the monitor to follow. This never happens with just the MacBook. I press the key and it's already instantly awake. Thanks LG and Thunderbolt 3. The other ports I tried to use, but even for a simple setup like notebook, USB mic, external hard drive, it just doesn't have enough juice. A, it won't even start, or B, it will eject the external disk out of the sudden. This is an important point because if you are looking for a monitor like this, most likely you do use several peripherals and you do need ports. So just calculate a decent dock into the price of the display. A high quality dock like the Sonnet Echo 11 or the OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock will cost you around 500 euros. And speaking of price, this display goes for around 1300 euros. It's not cheap, and for this price I would certainly expect way more. Now, if you add the dock to the price, you will be around 1800 euros. Does this price sound familiar? I mean the new Apple Studio display, which cost 1749 euros. It's less than the setup with this LG display. So, if you are on a lookout for the best solution with a budget like this, you might be just better off with the Apple Studio display. Yes, you lose the ultra-wide aspect ratio and the LHD HDR capability. Yes, you won't get 30 plus inches, but the Pro Display XDR costs like 5,500 euros anyways. But you get real 5K resolution, you get the same 600 nits and amazing colors, way better design and ports, tons of ports, 3 USB-C, 1 Thunderbolt 3, plus you get the highest quality camera that a monitor can offer today. With Apple Center Stage, you get a fairly decent audio as well that is by far the best in monitors. You might need some externals, but if you happen to own a new MacBook Pro, then you have an SD card slot and 3 extra Thunderbolt 4 ports, so you only miss the Ethernet port. The choice is yours. Remember, I said I will make a shocking point. Wait for it. For me, since I have this display and I already own external docks, which by the way you can check out in my deck setup review, since it is so important to know what is around your display, how you connect them, and that's exactly what that video is about. But for me, it is just too hard to justify the price difference. But the quality is still there, and that's a big question. So I guess we will see in the next year's desk setup tour. So in the meantime, what do you think? What would be your choice of external display and why? Please let me know down in the comments, which is under the like button. And if you aren't already, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss more videography related content coming up and my next year's studio deck setup. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next one. Bye.